So I just wanted to share a little glimmer moment that I had. This week has been a little tough for me with concentrating. I'm in the middle of some just changes, as probably many of us are in this season. And so I have a post where I talk all about that. I did that on yesterday, but today I had this moment, this glimmer, where I'm working on some of my remote work, and some of it involves planning like a menu for kids, and I was just reminded of just a concern of mine about food insecurity in general, and maybe I'll talk about that in another post or another video. But one of the things that get to me the most with concerning like social injustice is anything around food insecurity and children and families and things like that. And so I always said to myself, I wanted to somehow be connected with something that helping to resolve the issue or whatever. And so over time, I've done things like spent some time at a food bank, helping to serve in that way, dropping off food from time to time to a food bank. I have, a friend who works at, a food bank, and we share, some information and stories from time to time about that, and just talk about like the injustices of, food insecurity and all of that. And I just always wanted to somehow be connected in a way with that's helpful. And my idea of that, I felt like the little ways that I was showing up in that space wasn't good enough, and that comes from my own deep-rooted feelings of insecurity and stuff, things that I need to work out. So that's where it was stemming from, that what I was doing is not enough. I know that that is not the truth, because every little bit of help, volunteering, in those areas, they do matter, and I am aware of that. But more recently, I realized that I'm actually working in a space where I get to show up on a different level, with helping to make sure that I am helping kids get fed, and get fed in a way that's healthy. And so I just wanted to share that is a glimmer for me, and it's very different from what I thought my role in serving would look like. And it's still a small piece of the puzzle. Oops, had a call just drop in, but it's still a small piece of the puzzle, serving in this way. But I just feel like it's still serving, it's still serving the purpose, and I get some type of enjoyment out of doing it, and it's helping in a way that is less strenuous. I get to enjoy the process, which sometimes I think for those that are serving in different capacities, where they are maybe out on a global level, they may be that level may be tied to a little bit more activity and intention, especially now in the climate that we're in, as far as the divisions and the wars going on overseas and things like that. So I'm aware that I'm just a small piece of a puzzle within my community, and I'm just feeling thankful and appreciative for that. And it's something that came out of the blue, was not what I was thinking about, and I feel like it does tie back to just a moment of release that I gave about a year ago about my career and creative development. And this role kind of landed in my lap. And let me just take that back. It didn't just land in my lap. It was something that I actually put some thought into before I accepted. And it just ended up being something that provides me with a little bit of purpose. You know, it provides me with a little bit of purpose. I get to still be in somewhat of a creative mode, but and it's still within my strength and my skill set with being a remote professional, and it's still tied to helping in this space where I get really riled up about food insecurity, children and families having what they need, and especially now with food prices being so high, to be working with, you know, a small business company that is doing that, you know. And the only reason I'm not talking specifically about, you know, the small business is because it's kind of personal and private, and I do try to keep some of my talks about my remote work private for the sake of just protecting just the clients that I work with and the companies that I work with. But so anyway, that was my glimmer moment. I feel fulfilled in knowing that somewhere, shape, or form, I am directly connected to something that kind of eases that turmoil in my mind. And I have a post on the blog. It's archived, and I'll link it down below. I may even resurrect it and rephrase it and redo it, and then come back and add that to the description, because I feel like that would be helpful to see too. As a creative individual, sometimes we can get thrown off creatively when we're not actively involved with things that are negatively impacting our community. Like, for example, you know, food insecurity is, you know, nationwide here in America, and it shouldn't be, you know, things like that, and other things like you know, mental health struggles and things like that. I feel like sometimes as a creative person we can get lost creatively and get stunted when we're not connecting somehow, shape, or form with the solutions of some of these injustices. So I say all that to say, the post is called Connecting Creatively with Activism. And I know that's actually a big topic to handle, and I handle it in a very small way, and I hope over time to expand on that and give a little bit more context. But I'm only going to draw from where I am and just speak and just kind of stay in my lane on that. But I do offer a couple of ideas of how to do that and what that looks like for me, and how it's looked like, you know, and what it looked like in the past at the time that I wrote it. So that's my glimmer moment, connecting myself creatively in a skill set that I do well in remote, you know, work, a lot of operational management type stuff. And one of my roles is helping create healthy menus for kids, so that they are eating well throughout the day. And anyway, so that's it, and I will come back another time, hopefully with another glimmer or another insight connected to creativity, and I will talk to you later. Bye.